Welcome, guys, to We Don't Know Ball, and our guest of the day, Retrospect Music, came back.
I can't believe this.
Did you watch the episode last week? He started it by saying the original trio is back.
Yeah, holy cow.
Literally.
Boys. I do love Gunner, though. Shout out my king.
Shout out Gunner. But what up, guys, is We Don't Know Ball, basketball edition, again with Retro and Justin. How are we guys doing?
Good. We are the actual We Don't Know Ball podcast, by the way. If you see any other We Don't Know Ball podcasts that are on your TikTok feed, we are the We Don't Know Ball podcast.
That podcast has looked at every single one of my videos.
It went on my page and the podcast page as well.
I commented on their shit and I said, get an original idea, and they immediately looked at everything I've done. I'm like, oh god.
Literally.
Yeah, but outside of that, dude, feeling great. Glad to be back. I'm sorry I couldn't be here last week. I had some personal stuff going on, but I am back now, and tons of really cool stuff, exciting stuff across both leagues. So it's great week to be back.
Yeah, I mean, sure. we can talk about the most exciting thing about the Lakers being frauds.
Yeah, I mean, I want to lean into the record that got broken of a certain Laker, because it's just been heartbreak after heartbreak for Laker fans losing records these past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Cooper Flagg for breaking most 40-point games by a rookie, LeBron. The more you get credit, the more you lose it. It's fucking great.
My categories.
Yeah, well, and unfortunately, I say unfortunately, I don't really have any negative feelings towards him, but I really wanted Khan to win Rookie of the Year, and Cooper Flagg is now surged against it again in the odds, and he's now first. And I think that he'll probably win because he's going on this generational heater.
Didn't realize playing half a season mattered. My bad.
Yeah, well, not even half a season. He's hitting this heater right at the end of the year, but that's the narrative, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The awards are all about narratives.
It's crazy recency bias in awards ceremony. Unbelievable.
Now, again, I don't have any problems with Coop.
Didn't realize getting switched to point guard in December is what solidified your Rookie of the Year. Fucking
and listen, I have no problems with either. They're both electric to watch, but I just think Khan deserved it because Cooper has no 3-point shot, and Khan is like.
Oh no, Retro. Here's the funny thing: Jules and I were just on the Post Patrol podcast. Shout out Gunner and all his random lackeys, we'll say, to say the least. Jules has a theory, and it's a pretty great theory. Whoever is watching our podcast on burners needs to let us know who they really are, because that's now twice now. First, KD and Houston.
Yep.
Give KD the ball, they will succeed. Weird, what happened? I make a claim a month ago that Cooper Flagg hasn't elevated his game since high school, which, up until the last 2 months, I was correct. Because up until this last month and a half of the season where he's basically went nuclear, I was right. So, whoever is passing along this information or has the burner and hears us somehow, some way, somewhere, please let us know.
And please come on. Come on. Tell us.
I'll double down on it again. If there's any franchise that needs your franchise fixed, or maybe just somebody that needs to motivate a team, I can do a better job than Thanasis can for Giannis, and I sure as hell can do it better than Seth Curry for Steph. Let me piss your team off.
Draymond Green, by the way. He can also do it better than Draymond Green.
I will fight Draymond Green if it means the Golden State can actually, do something.
Well, okay, so we can lean right into this. Justin, how would you pick a Luka, Austin Reeves-less Lakers now that LeBron, age 31, is your number one option going to the playoffs?
Well, he's 41, but yeah.
I said 41.
You don't fix that team, I'll tell you that much.
Oh.
You let that team die. You put the horse out to pasture, Jokic will shoot it and then win the finals for Luka.
Well,
this Luka and Jokic relationship that we're seeing stem is beautiful. And it just leads to my narratives. We'll just get there. I need Jokic to get to this free agency, dude. I'm telling you, it's coming. Nobody's ready for it, and it's coming.
I don't even know how much of that relationship is real and how much of it is made by that one specific guy on TikTok that just like,
Luka.
yeah, dude. Shout out to him, by the way, because his content is phenomenal.
So funny.
But and like it's gone super viral. But like, yeah, no, dude, the Lakers are screwed. Like, realistically, AR and Luka have been the driving force of this team. LeBron has been taking the third wheel, which is fine. LeBron is 41 and taking the third wheel in that team, whatever. Yeah, fine. Asking a 41-year-old LeBron to like lift the Lakers onto his back and like carry them through who they're probably going to be either playing the Timberwolves or the Rockets, and asking LeBron to do that, yeah, I mean, what can he do? Like,
I have an answer for that. Believe me. So,
okay.
LeBron James, face of the league for the last 15 years. This guy, right? Just a normal human being, right? Who loves LeBron James more than LeBron James loves LeBron James? That's right, Adam Silver. True. What does Adam Silver have controlling stake of when it comes to this league? Oh, right, the league. So you're telling me Adam Silver can't put refs in position for LeBron to actually go out and do something spectacular in a farewell tour playoff? I'm telling you, it's a scary world we live in right now. Luka's down, AR's down, and they're banking on LeBron. Lakers' first series in the playoffs is going to be impossible to watch because he's going to have a quicker whistle than any player in NBA history, and they're going to try to get LeBron through into the second round. I'm not excited for this by any means.
Anthony Edwards, if you can hear me, please average 40. Please.
Anthony Edwards, please do your father justice and prove that Jordan is the greatest player of all time. I'm so worried about this. Jules, as far as an answer, we dip into Magic Johnson's money. We get a scientist to build us a time machine. You go back in time, you don't sign Ayton, and you make a trade for Nick Claxton. There is how it is, because then they're not in a bottom feeder position in the West. They're probably competing for that fourth spot lock because Luka would get the most out of Claxton. As far as fixing this team going forward, you pray to God Luka and AR come back healthy for next season. You let LeBron go back to Cleveland and do his farewell tour. You move on from that. You try to trade for draft assets, and you have to make these draft assets work. If they pan out, so be it. If not, but the Lakers are in a blunder right now.
Well, just real quick, and sorry, just one other thing to add. I just mind you, DeAndre Ayton against the Mavericks had 4 rebounds, and Luke Kennard had 16. DeAndre Ayton, you are useless.
To I guess double down on the question. Luka said since injuries come out has gone to Europe, and I believe now is specifically in Spain for the stem cell stuff. The last person, not to the extent of like trying to get super healthy for the playoffs, but same injury, same kind of mindset with James Harden. 2021 Brooklyn Nets. We all saw James Harden had literally no lift on his jump shot whatsoever. So Luka's taking the step forward to try to be healthy for the playoffs because he understands it's fucking me and friends at this point. Do we support that decision, or do we just want him to get healthy?
Well, Luka being healthy is great for the sport.
Yeah.
Luka is
probably, but he should not come back for these playoffs. He should.
I agree.
Because I agree with you that Luka being. Because I was gonna say I agree with you that Luka being healthy is good for the sport, and him coming back super early off of like experimental stem cell stuff. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like because the thing is the Lakers aren't winning the finals this year. Even if everybody was healthy, all the cards were on the table, I'd still pick them to lose in the first round to Minnesota. So as far as it's concerned, they should prioritize Luka getting healthy, so that he is, so he can be healthy for next year.
You need to keep your superstar and a top 5 draw in the NBA healthy for as long as possible. If you bring him back and something else goes wrong, you're not only putting him in jeopardy, you're putting your future in jeopardy. You're putting this rigatry that they put together to get Luka to the Lakers in dire straits.
And, obviously, and you're putting Luka in danger. And Luka's he'll have to deal with the consequences of that, and that would suck.
Well, getting to the actual game that he got hurt in, the mauling that was the OKC versus the Lakers. Lakers fans, you saying that this game would have determined MVP between the two. No, it wouldn't have, first off. Second off, now that the fact that Luka got hurt against a superior OKC team, again, they've put belt to ass to this team. And I want to make this like very abundantly clear because me, Justin, Retro have a group chat. In watching that game, I was actually one of the first proponents that thought that Luka was faking it. And I don't think he was. It was because of the first and second quarters that he was just putting up bullshit ass shots, getting back to his tendencies of what I was like knocking him for. And I'm like, kind of ironic that he's getting locked up and now he has an injury. Now, mind you, I was wrong. And he's legitimately hurt. I don't want to be nasty and say, "Oh, he's faking it," because at first glance, it looked kind of suspicious to me. It very much did, and I apologize to Luka for thinking that was fake. My thing is again with this specific matchup. Again, that game was the biggest ass whooping I've seen in a long time, and we also talked about it on here. The Celtics and Lakers game when Kareem, Magic, Worthy all came out for Pat Riley's statue, and I was on record saying that when the Lakers fans get deep in that fucking closet, they won't come out. But now they're like, oh, well, we had a good past 2 months. And then they get belt to ass by fucking OKC. They're back in that closet. They don't want to come out because they were talking a lot of shit. And now you're a threat of being a first round exit. So I guess the question necessarily is why were the Lakers really feeling their type of way against OKC? And what levels do they need to do to get to that superior level of an OKC, of a Denver, of a San Antonio in the Western Conference as it is now?
Well, for anybody that's confused, by the way, Jules is not a Lakers fan. To be clear, now he is wearing a Lakers hoodie. He is not a Lakers fan.
Yeah, I have to blend in here as I wear my Dodger shit.
As far as your question is concerned, the first thing is obviously getting LeBron off your team and making it Luka's primary team. I think everybody should know that. It's very, very important. That being said, the Thunder is in a different category of team that the Lakers cannot get to. Like, you have to understand, the Thunder, what they have done is they have built a catalog of draft picks. Just, like, so many that it is literally impossible for them to be bad. Or even, like...
that doesn't matter.
Well, the thing is, like, every year they just reload. So they'll just get new draft picks, and they're all going to be good, and that's just the way it is. Like, we literally could be looking at a Thunder team that has, like, a super, super good player come out of this draft this year to just improve them even more. So, as far as the Thunder, I don't know. The Lakers would have to pray to God. As far as the Nuggets, very possible. The Nuggets, obviously, Jokic has Jamal Murray, Luka has AR, and then the Nuggets have a bunch of good role players, and if the Lakers just get a bunch of really good role players, they could do the same thing. The Lakers have to focus on their role players after LeBron leaves. That's not an overly difficult thing to do. You just have to kind of, you're going to draft decently well, but for the most part, just go into free agency and poach a few guys that you think really need to play on the roster. That's what I would say. If I were the Lakers, I would say, A, get LeBron off, and then B, focus on role players. You've already got your future in Luka. You've already got his Robin in Austin Reeves. Now go get some role players, and especially guys who can play defense. For the love of God, get guys who can play defense. And a rim protector. DeAndre Ayton is not your future. Go find an actual center, and then you'll be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's two perfectly good two-way players in New Orleans that are going nowhere fast. So if they end up in LA, that could be something interesting to see.
I agree. Facts. They were trying to get Herb Jones at the deadline, and Trey Murphy was another name on their radar. And they were actually trying to get Jose Alvarado before he got traded to the Knicks. So they were. No, they were trying. I don't like Jose Alvarado, but you're just talking about two-way guys. Jose has some value.
We need to free Trey Murphy.
Yeah, if Jose Alvarado has value, so does Pablo Pregoni. I'm over it. Anyway, next.
The next thing, The Spurs and Denver Nugget game that happened just the other day. A lot of people are stamping that as game of the year. And Jokic and Wemby went at it, and Jokic really had his way against Victor Wembanyama. I think he's the best offensive player ever. And he kind of showed that, I'm still that guy. I guess the question is for Denver and San Antonio, do we want to see this as a 7-game series in the playoffs? And what does Denver do good in a playoff setting? And what can San Antonio combat Denver in a 7-game series? What's this unique series play out to be?
A fully healthy Denver makes this a very, very interesting 7-game series. Just because I think that their two-way inaptability is so much greater than San Antonio's. A certain Spurs fan on here would probably agree that game would have went a different way if De'Aaron Fox knew what a basketball was still, but I'll digress on that one.
Yeah.
He's becoming a basketball terrorist in Jules' eyes. A 7-game series for these two would move mountains for the league, or at least the people that still watch the game of basketball, because these are two teams that play the game correctly, whether there's player error or not. If this comes into fruition that this is a playoff series, I think San Antonio is going to have a lot of growing up to do really fast when it comes to this series, because Jokic in the playoffs is a different animal than we see in the regular season, and he's already damn near impossible to guard. So good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I basically feel the same. It would just be cinema. It'd be a great series. I do agree about the growing up thing, though. One thing about the Jokic-Wemby matchup that we saw was that first half of the game, Wemby had Jokic. He was blocking him on shots. He was playing really good defense. Jokic was able to get some things going, but it wasn't like overly crazy. But one thing that Jokic is known for is he kind of downloads the way you play. Over a game, he kind of figures out, this is how this guy plays defense. I need to kind of learn it. And that's what he did. And in that second half, Jokic is hitting shots over Wemby's head consistently. His release gets a lot higher. His shot arc is a lot higher. He figures out ways to get it around Wemby. And I think that that's something that Jokic, because of his vet status and how long he's been doing this, he has the ability to do that. So, by all means, I think it would be a crazy back and forth. Wemby would go nuclear. Jokic would go nuclear. It would be a crazy series. 100% I think it goes 7. Almost no doubt in my mind. I think I would probably favor Jokic's Nuggets because I think that they're more experienced. I think that the Spurs need a couple more years, maybe not even a couple, maybe just next year, but just like this year to grow, learn how the playoffs is, right? A lot of these guys are very young. They haven't been in that kind of setting. Figure it out. And then, after that, it'll be off to the races, but I think it'd be an awesome series either way.
It would be.
But also, I was going to say as well, for what it's worth, I think both of them would beat OKC, but that's, yeah.
I see. That's what I was going to lean into. If they face each other in the playoffs, I think they get bounced in 5 by OKC. And
that could be true. Could be true.
Because if you remember, when the Thunder played Denver, I'm sorry, when Denver played the Timberwolves a couple of years ago, they got pushed to 7. They ultimately lost, and the Timberwolves were just exhausted.
Yeah,
because they just the amount of effort you have to go and play against Jokic with that 3-center lineup when they had Cat, Rudy, and Naz Reid, and they effectively did a pretty good job on him, and then they just get blown out by the Thunder. We can go and see that again if San Antonio and Denver play each other, because I do think that goes to 7, and I would pick Denver to win in that series. But if Denver gets exhausted by San Antonio, they have just no shot against OKC. They just don't.
Well, and just to clarify, yeah, I agree. What I kind of meant more by that is if it was like, let's say it was like a neutral stadium today, and it was a 7-game series, and you put the Nuggets against the Thunder or the Spurs against the Thunder, I think both the Nuggets and Spurs would win that series. But
yeah, and
if it is the case, the Nuggets and Spurs play and one of them's tired, then
yeah. Yeah, because in the second round at this point, it's either going to be it's going to be probably OKC and Denver, or OKC and Minnesota. And if Denver's a 4 seed, and the Lakers just somehow are able to outstretch Denver over this last stretch of games in the regular season, that's why I would like San Antonio, because if OKC, San Antonio, and Denver beat up each other in the second round, whoever that odd out man team is, I think wins that next matchup.
I think that would be that would be huge for your Spurs, because if OKC and Denver play, tire each other out, you guys get the leftovers after you dispatch whoever you play in like 6 games. Then you can just take that exhausted team, press them, and go to the finals. Like, I think that would be huge for you guys if they got to go against each other. I think that would be massive for the Spurs.
We're forgetting about the Suns.
Oh my God, we're not moved by the Suns anymore. No.
Yes, we are.
No.
Oh, yes, we are.
I will say for the record, I would love to see Wemby in the finals. That would be amazing.
Think about it, though. Say we get the softest of the 3 teams or whatever, right? Hear me out. We get the softest of the 3 top teams. And the other teams beat up on each other, and we somehow squeak out through the other team. We get to play the tired team with the way our team plays defense. You never know, dude. Yeah, that's why the playoffs are so great.
It's the first part, though, the squeaking by the team that's like vastly superior to yours. Then it becomes.
I wouldn't say vastly superior. They're better.
Some level.
I think it's like a here to like here.
Your only chance is against San Antonio, because you guys. I've had to tell you that you guys play well against us. Denver's putting belt to ass to you, and the fucking OKC Thunder. Even though you've taken 1 game against OKC, I don't think you'll get. I think Devin Booker is going to crumble against that defense. Crumble, and I'm sorry, I'm having to tell you that straight up.
I just want to see that. I just want to see us play OKC, and I want to see Dillon Brooks and Lou Dort just square up at center court.
I actually am for that, by the way, if the NBA wants to do that.
We would love that. But
we'll
like
7 rounds between them, but we'll save the energy for the next round.
Sure. I think the odd man out in that third person lineup or that third team thing is Denver, because I think Denver's going to have to play either San Antonio or OKC in the second round, and they definitely match up against San Antonio a little bit better, so they want to get that 3 seed. But against OKC at this point, I don't think they have the mitts to go and beat them anymore. I think that Denver needs to avoid OKC at all costs. Like, OKC needs to have some type of something in the second round where they get upset, or San Antonio plays them and beats them before Denver faces them. That's at this point.
There is also kind of a hidden factor to this, because we were talking about this at the start of the episode. However much the Jokic and Luka thing is real, and I think they do have a very close friendship, obviously the Thunder have tried hurting Jokic this year, so there's that. And then on top of that, like, his friend goes down, and it's like, I wonder if Jokic isn't just like, I'm done. Like, if Jokic is just like, I'm gonna go win. Like, I'm done with, like, people trying to hurt me. I'm done with my friends getting hurt. This is dumb. I'm gonna go win the championship. Like, I am Nikola Jokic, and I'm gonna go win the championship. I wonder if that's not the way he's kind of thinking right now. Because in that game against the Spurs, he was so locked. It was like a crazy level of locked, and I don't know if he feels like, if he's like, I'm ready to go now. Like, I'm good off the injury. Because, by the way, as far as I can see, I think he's back to being the best player in the world. I think that Jokic is recovered. I think he's okay. And from what I look like, it seems to me that he's like, I'm ready to go on the warpath now. It's time for me to deal with this.
I would somewhat agree. I think since that injury, he has not shot the 3 very well at all. He shot sub 30% on decent volume. But he's effectively getting back to his non-restricted area floaters. His mid-range game is still very, very good. He just doesn't shoot the 3 well, and it's not like it's like the biggest needle mover for Jokic as like volume 3s, because he's never been a volume 3 guy. but that's just an aspect of his game that he can probably start to take away and get more post-ups and create opportunities through actions that they run, the jungle action and horns flex and all this kind of stuff with Adelman and stuff. But like, he's in that conversation. Yes, and I think it's perfectly fair. And it just sucks that SGA and that FC had to bank on a legitimate injury to push that SGA is now the best in the world. Again, I have SGA as the best in the world, but I was never banking on Jokic is hurt. Like I never use that as an argument.
And I will say, because I said this in our group chat too, and I definitely stand by it, that Jokic game against the Spurs reminded me that in a righteous world, in a fair world, Jokic would have been far and away the MVP. Because in the beginning of the season, before the injury, we were looking at a Jokic season that was on the level of the greatest offensive season in the history of the league. His efficiency was stupid. He was scoring at a stupid clip. His rebounds and assists were better than last year. More than that, his playmaking had taken a step up. Everything about Jokic that he had done last year, where people said he deserved the MVP, he had taken a step up from that. I think in a fair world, Jokic would have won the MVP this year, and we wouldn't have had to deal with the crazy SGA discourse. But unfortunately, we don't live in a fair world.
Yeah. And next thing to talk about. Talking about the West contenders, the East contender, Boston Celtics. And Jason Tatum looks like he's finally back in his rhythm. Since he's been back, he's basically, in the minutes that he's allotted, he's basically giving you 24, 9, and 7. And he can be either argued as the best or second best rebounder on his team. Again, arguably one of the better playmakers and so on and so forth. And it took a couple games to get his rhythm back, like I said, because of the shot diet that he was getting into. He was just not being very efficient and all this kind of stuff. But he just totally ramped himself up in a short period of time at the very right time for Boston. How dangerous can a Jason Tatum-led Boston Celtics team can be legitimate?
Yep, so this is what is the beauty of the Celtics. They have finally realized who their best scorer is. They said, all right, Jaylen Brown, listen, you're going to take the most shots. You're going to be the primary scorer. Jason Tatum, what we want you to do is use that jack-of-all-trades thing. You're going to get us rebounds. You're going to play make. You're going to score, just not at the clip that Jaylen Brown is. But you're going to do your jack-of-all-trades thing, and we're going to have you do that. That's what they should have done from the start. Jaylen Brown should be taking the most shots on that team, but Jason Tatum should be using his all-around ability to do everything else. Now that they're doing that, they're unstoppable. If they hold this same thing with Jason Tatum taking less shots than Jaylen Brown but doing everything else, they're gonna be just fine. This team is amazing now. I love it. Jaylen Brown should have been the first scoring option from the start, and now he is. It's beautiful. I'm happy. Cinema.
Justin?
I'll be honest with you, and this could just be my hype on a certain team. Boston's got to be worried about getting out of the first round first, and then getting through the rest of the East, which should be easier than their first round series. Because as of right now, they're sized up to play against the hottest team in basketball, the Charlotte Hornets.
It's actually
so if anybody's going to come out and play spoiler to this Jason Tatum welcome back party, I think we know what team could do it. So, yeah.
I can't wait for that first round series.
It's like, you want to talk absolute cinema with Boston, this series is going to go crazy.
Boston has like the best defense in the league playing against the most dynamic offense. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's going to be great. Like I said, it's like I'm looking at the playoff picture right now, just looking where everything stacks up. And it's right now, if the season ended today and these last 3 to 4 games didn't matter, 7-8 seed, Sixers and Hornets, winner goes to the Celtics, loser goes to play the winner of the Miami Heat Magic. So it's like, there are teams above them that are definitely good teams, but like, the Charlotte Hornets surge they went on and the way they play the game and everything that they've done in the last 3 months of the season, I'm telling you right now, I hate to say it, Celtics fans, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if there was an upset in the first round. I don't think there's going to be. I don't think there's going to be. I think the Celtics are still my pick to go and play OKC in the finals. However, if any team's going to do it, it's going to be the Charlotte Hornets.
They've got the son of LeVar Ball, the man who famously beat Michael Jordan in a 1v1, and they have Con Kenneth.
Jules, I'm sorry. I brought up a real point, and he brought up asinine shit.
Hornets and 5.
I'm sorry.
I don't think Charlotte plays Boston in the first round. I think they play them in the second.
Muy interesante.
So as of today, Atlanta just lost against the Knicks. So they're a game below. Philly just lost. Charlotte just won their last game. So they're going to move up. I think they're going to get the 6th seed. I think they're going to beat New York and face them in that second round. And
we get Jalen Brunson fraud narratives.
Because again, I'm not very high on New York personally. Not because of Brunson, because we have the Brunson hater here, retro. It's Karl-Anthony Towns. It really is. It's being consistently inconsistent. And Karl-Anthony Towns had a really good game against Atlanta, mind you. They basically had to win almost all on a buzzer beater against the fucking Atlanta Hawks, who've been one of the hotter teams in the NBA. Speaking of hotter teams,
generational heater right now, yeah,
for sure. And it's actually funny enough, based off their fucking defense, mind you, very, very funny.
Well, Jules, give me the second to push your narratives. As soon as a certain individual left the Atlanta Hawks, all of a sudden, for some reason, they just started to just surge ahead. I wonder why that happened.
Exactly.
Weird.
And hey, and to give you
game.
Yeah, well, and to give credit to where credit is due, one of the best POA defenders in basketball, Dyson Daniels, another great wing defender. Jalen Johnson's finally starting to get back to playing fucking defense. Nickeil Alexander-Walker still getting back to playing defense. Okongwu, really good rim protector. They've been really good defensively. But regardless, I do think Atlanta is going to probably fall out, and Charlotte gets to that 6th seed. They beat New York, and then I think they go and play Boston in that second round. And I do think they can extend the series. I think they are legitimate.
Charlotte Hornets in an Eastern Conference final.
I don't like that.
I think I'll put it in the
I think
chat.
they're stealing the second round.
I cannot wait.
There was
wait for the season to end so I can do my bracket pick'em for the playoffs. Because last year, I don't know how, but that was a generational pick'em by me. So I can't wait to see what.
No, dude, there was a stat that I saw. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like offensive rating at a certain point in time. But it's like all the teams that were on the list. Yes, and all the teams that were on the list, except for one, which was Philly, that I made it to the second round. There were 3 teams on that list that had made the finals, and 2 of them had won the finals. It almost feels like, by that average, Charlotte is destined to make the ECF. Like, it almost feels destined to happen.
Yeah, but there's that guy on TikTok who put that formula together that said everything that's happened in the last 15 years draws me to the conclusion that Minnesota wins the championship.
Minnesota is going to win the championship, yeah, which is wild to me. But yeah, I think he's been right recently, so I don't know.
He's picked the last 7 finals correctly due to that formula.
Yeah, Minnesota winning the finals. Are we moved? That's the question.
No, they have the anti-clutch gene on their team. They don't know what close games are.
Well, speaking of close games, a good segue. Sir Gravity himself, Steph Curry, came back yesterday, and the Warriors ended up losing against the Houston Rockets. That was actually a really, really good watch. Shout out to Steph Curry coming off the bench and lighting that fucking Houston Rockets team up. And I talked about this with Justin on Post Control, is that the NBA actually came out and said that they missed 2 calls late in the fourth quarter, a foul on Amen Thompson and an offensive 3-second call on Alfred Sengun. So technically speaking, the Warriors should have won that game. I'm just saying, if the NBA is saying it, I don't know. But my question is for the Warriors and Houston Rockets situation. Houston, I think, even though they won, Rockets fans are not good feeling into the playoffs. So how confident are we in Houston at this point in time, even if they play a LeBron-led Lakers? Like, how do we feel about Houston?
Well, just to real quick, for the Steph thing, he did give an interview after the game, and he said that obviously Steph is very religious. He said that before the game he was getting a lot of nerves because he was just thinking about Easter and Resurrection Sunday and all that stuff, and he said it was weighing on his mind pretty heavily. I don't know whether that's true or not. Could be, but regardless to that, he looked very those first few possessions. He got a shot blocked. I think he had a turnover. It was kind of rough. He'd figured it out later on. But regardless of that, I think the Rockets are fine. The thing is, do I think they'll make it far? No. If they have to play against only 41-year-old LeBron, yeah, they'll be fine. Listen, at the end of the day, ultimately, I don't think LeBron has the ability to do what he did on the Cavs, at this age. It's just, it would be nearly impossible. That being said, hopefully I did not just jinx anything, because if LeBron is able to at 41 years old lead the Lakers anywhere, I am gonna be not happy. But I don't think it's
2018 LeBron engaged.
As of right now, like I said, if the season ended today, it's got them playing Minnesota in the first round. So I don't think the Lakers get by Minnesota. If they couldn't do it at full boat last year, they ain't doing it this year. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And
I don't know. As far as how I feel about the Rockets, I mean, looking at it right now, they're going to play Denver in the first round. If everything stays the same right now, I mean, they can't play with Denver. They just they can't. That's 5 games, 6 at max,
maybe 6. Yeah,
maybe. It's not. I'm not threatened by the Rockets when it comes to them having to play a top 3 team. If they had a different draw and played somebody else, maybe, but not from the spot they're in.
And then the other side of things with the nail in the coffin Warriors, and Justin, you can definitely start with this. I might just troll. How badly are they going to lose in the play-in against whoever?
Let's see here. Play-in. Portland. Playing against Portland, if it all ended right now. Donovan Clingan sets a new playoff record for offensive rebounds. 4 or 5 game series. I'll set the plus minus differential for the series at 63.5. I'll set the plus minus at 63.5. That would mean that they would lose by 10 or more a game for 5 games. Steph has not shown me anything this year to prove that Steph is Steph anymore. The inconsistencies that we've drawn attention to throughout the year of Steph only being a first quarter, first half merchant, or if he's not, he sucks in the first half. He's shooting what was that one game? Wasn't he 3 for 17 in the first half or something just disgusting? It's going to take a miracle, a legitimate miracle. I hate this for Golden State. I really do, but I'll continue to be the proponent of it. Steph's going to be a Charlotte Hornet, and that's just the way I see it. Steph's leaving after this year. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Golden State's going to be a dead franchise again.
Retro?
No, I mean, he basically, honestly, just said everything I wanted to say. The Warriors are cooked regardless, and Steph is on his way out. So, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, Justin kind of just put it perfectly. They're cooked. With Steph, they're cooked. It's just, it is what it is. Steph is great. Even if he was prime Steph, it gets to a point. His team just isn't good enough. And he has a fraud at head coach that relied on him for his entire career in order to build a dynasty that people gave Steve Kerr credit when it was not Steve Kerr. It was Clay, and it was Steph, and it was Kevin Durant, and it was other guy that
Steph Curry as Klay Thompson.
Yeah, and it was the other guy that I don't want to mention that kind of deserves a little bit of credit, the donkey. But it was those guys that built that Warriors team. It was not Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was the beneficiary of generational talent. And, now that he actually has to, coach, because he doesn't have, a superstar Steph anymore. He's got, a really, really good Steph, but not quite superstar. And he doesn't have, I don't know, a loaded generational roster with, a million superstars. He's kind of looking a little bit fraudulent. And, that's unfortunately where they're at now. Steve Kerr has to go. And that's all I have to say to Warriors fans. It sucks. I know you guys probably love Steve Kerr because I was going to say he brought you chips. He didn't, but he was on the team that did. But he's got to go.
Yeah, because their best case scenario right now is winning both playing games and being an AC, and then playing OKC.
And OKC would beat them in 4, 5 if they were trying to be nice.
Yeah,
4 if Lou Dort hurts Steph Curry.
And
which, by the way, is probably probable.
Why I would find it, just for narrative building, just to get your guys' thoughts, I think it would be very symbolic if the Warriors do somehow make it as an 8th seed and they get trounced by OKC, because that's kind of almost a passing of the torch. Because Steve Kerr came up this year and said, we're not that dynasty anymore. We're, way past our prime and all this kind of stuff. Steve Kerr said that. So everybody's pointing to OKC to be the next dynasty. So it kind of be just symbolic of, here you go. There's your chain. Here's our chain. Snatched from our fucking neck. But yeah, we've been a proponent of this year that the Warriors are chalked. Steph, again, fantastic game from you. But I just think this is kind of just dead in the water. Your best case scenario is winning two play-in games and then getting donkey kicked by the OKC Thunder. They are going to obliterate you, just like how they obliterated the Grizzlies last year. SGA won't need to have this all-time great series in the first round. They can get away with J-Dub having a good series just like how they did last year and just completely not sweat anything. It's very, I would say it's sad for Warriors fans because they were fucking obnoxious, but I'm glad that we're finally here now with the Warriors, but it's just sad to see Steph kind of go out the way that he has.
Yeah, I mean, I a lot of people dislike Steph because he was winning all the time. I never did. I always thought Steph was a real stand-up individual, nice guy, good to the fans. I think that obviously very loyal. Never left the Warriors, never will. He'll retire a Warrior. I don't think he's ever gonna leave. And I just think that he deserves a little better than this as his exit.
Mm-hmm.
But phenomenal career, and he's going to go down as an arguable top 10 player of all time. So good for him.
Yeah. Last thing, it's kind of a reiteration point, but to conclude our talks, again mentioning the 65 game rule, and now that Luka is not going to make it, he has to file for exemption for extraordinary circumstances because of the birth of his child that he missed a couple games in December. Cade is going to miss it. Anthony Edwards is going to miss it. Victor Wembanyama is now at very real risk of missing it because of the injury that he just suffered against Philadelphia. It comes to a point where, again, we've talked about this before, availability is not the best ability anymore, guys, because if somebody's playing 64 games and has bigger impact than somebody's playing 71 plus, doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't matter.
Yep.
And just to reiterate, before this said rule came out, in the mid of the 2000s, there was plenty of people playing less than 65, even 60 games, making All-NBA first, second, and third team. So I just want to say that for the people in our comment section who have engaged with us saying that the 65 game rule is, good for the league. No, you guys are fucking idiots. Dumb.
Well, and real quick, just to step in as well. So I looked it up on StatMuse because I was interested. Bob Cousy in 1956 won MVP, 64 games played. Giannis in 2019 wins MVP, 63 games played. LeBron in the 2011-12 season, 62 games played. Bill Walton in the 77-78 season, 58 games played. Karl Malone, 98-99, 49 games played. If you guys have a problem with the logic that the 65-game rule is stupid, maybe you should go to the NBA and ask them why they're hypocritical. Why was it cool before?
And just to double down, a lot of those seasons, all of those seasons except Bob Cousy had extraordinary circumstances, lockouts, COVID, something along those lines that happened for the MVP. Just in terms of all NBAs, though, there's plenty of people who play less than 65 games who've gotten all NBA. Yeah. Plenty of people.
Well, and I only bring that up just because, like, for people that are saying it's out of pocket, it's not. Even though it is extraordinary circumstances, it's the NBA still saying, hey, like, to be clear, we're still saying it's allowed for these things to happen. Like, take the COVID season, for example. It was, outside of the fans not being there, right? It was still a normal season of basketball. Same normal season, like they play in the bubble for the finals. Outside of the fans not being there, it's still just a season of basketball. So as far as I'm concerned, like, there shouldn't have needed to be like an exception there. But the point is that the NBA understands that just because you don't play 65 games, is that, like, that doesn't mean you shouldn't win MVP. But more than that, it's also stupid because it's like, I get you have to draw the arbitrary line somewhere, or I guess you really don't, to be honest. That's why you delete the arbitrary line, because the problem is, let's say a player plays 64 games. Is that guy, like, infinitely less valuable than the 65-game guy? Like, so much so that he doesn't deserve the MVP, but the guy that played one more game than him does? Like, is that like...
I'd like to bring up a proponent for this arbitrary line. I say we move it from 65 to 55, and here's why. 55.3 or 7 or whatever it is, so 56 games, 55 games, is exactly 2/3 of an NBA season. If you play 2/3 of an NBA season, you should be in credit for the awards. That's where I believe it is. It's a 10-game difference, and people are going to be like, oh, it's 10 games, what does it matter? That 10 games is a lot of games in the NBA. That's an eighth of a season. So if they dropped it down to 55 and they want to keep this rule, more power to it. Because I think a 2/3 is a majority, therefore you should be able to be considered for these awards. 65 games is a lot, especially when you have 30 players in the game. You have real life. You're not just a basketball player. You're a human being. So things do go wrong. Things do happen. So it's like, I just don't understand why it's so, like, tight and strict, and it's a need. Like you said, Retro, you said somebody who played 64 games versus somebody who played 65 games. That means that the NBA values an Iron Man streak more than they value actual productivity on the floor.
Right, which is why, and we talked about this in a TikTok live, maybe the NBA should implement an Iron Man award. Maybe the NBA should, like, implement some sort of Iron Man all-team to recognize players that have played a ton of games. Whatever be the case, it just feels like they're basically doing an elementary school thing where it's like, you had really good attendance this year, so here's your MVP / All-NBA team. Like, congratulations. And it's like, that just feels fake. Because that's the thing, there's gonna be people on the All-NBA team this year that do not deserve to be, but they're gonna be there because some players didn't make the cut, and it just seems very stupid to
me. And again, there's been plenty of people who have played less than 65 games this century that have made just All-NBA, not just for, like, MVP. MVPs are whatever. I don't like MVPs is fine, cool. But there are plenty of people who are playing less than 65 games within the past 25 years who make All-NBA first, second, and third team. And actually, shout out to Brett Siegel, major writer for, like, our basketball contributor for the NBA, is that he put out that maybe a player who gets hurt and doesn't play 65 games, but their impact is so good that we just reserve their spot for All-NBA third team. So they're still getting some type of accolade at the end of the year, because at the end of this year, I'm telling you, it's going to get nasty when it comes to All-NBAs. And it's just very, very fucking frustrating to try to talk about this to other people. Like, I don't get what's going through everybody's minds. Again, I just pulled up a docu sheet that I was shared by a couple people. In the 2000s, LeBron James made a All-NBA team playing 45 games in 2021. Yao Ming in 07 played 48 games, made All-NBA. Dwayne Wade made All-NBA, playing 49 games. Joel Embiid, most notably, did it multiple times. Again, Kawhi Leonard did it, playing less than that, subbed a lot of amount of games. So again, it's not like people are saying like you have to play 60, 65 games. There are people who are playing less than 65 games that we don't bitch about, that are just adequately doing it within the same century. So it's like you're going to take their stuff away. KD did it. Chris Paul did it. Devin Booker did it. Giannis, LeBron, all of these type of guys who are all-time people. And, but now it's 65 games. So what, you're going to retroactively take their All-NBAs away because they didn't play 65 games? Like, what are you doing? It's the most frustrating thing to get people to understand that at minimum. Again, games played is cool. Best ability is availability. Sure. If I play better 58 games than your 75, doesn't matter. I impact the game more. My 58 games mean more than your 71. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Imagine a player being the catalyst for a team that somehow went 58-0 versus a player whose team went like 45-30 whatever, and that player, because he only played 58 games, didn't get an award. Like, that's the thing behind it, is like, that's what's crazy. Yeah. If OKC would have continued their generational run and went like 50-10 or something in 60 games, and Shea got hurt and missed the rest of the season and was out till next year, you're telling me that you're going to penalize the guy who got them to a fucking 5-1 ratio winner through 60 games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, whole bunch of these guys are winning multiple All-NBA awards playing less than 65 games. LeBron has won 4 playing less than 61 games. Shaq has done the same amount and playing less than 62. Embiid has done it. Kawhi, Steph, Yao Ming has done it. KD has done it. Ben Simmons has done it. Dwayne Wade, DeMarcus Cousins, Chris Webber, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Giannis, Hakeem Olajuwon, John Morant, Kyrie, again, a lot of these people are playing post 2000. This is in the century. That's why I'm just so I'm so adamant about talking about this point, is because people don't understand, and this is why talking about NBA history is so important, is because people are saying this stuff without knowing the context behind it, like the lore behind of why we got to this rule. It's because Adam Silver tried to overcorrect this load managing rule, this concept about load management, because of one guy, Kawhi Leonard. And then since then, people have gotten legitimately hurt, and we're here now. So that's neither here or there. Again, that's my rant, and I'm sorry.
Look what's happening right now in Milwaukee. They're investigating that Giannis is healthy to play, but the Bucks are saying he's not. So it's like, I don't know where we go from here, because the player can say he's ready to play, but if he doesn't pass a team's doctor's fucking whatever for the NBA, you can say you're ready to play, but at some point, I actually have to commend the Bucks with what they're doing. If Giannis says he's ready to go in a end of a meaningless season and wants to play, why wouldn't you shut this guy down? Like, why wouldn't you find a way to hold him down? Oh, you didn't pass this physical. Right. We're saving our future. So it does.
It's tricky because it's tricky because it gets back to like the Kawhi Leonard situation in 2018, where he plays 9 games and then he's saying, San Antonio, your medical staff misdiagnosed me and like that whole debacle happens. It seems like Giannis is so fed up that he's saying, NBA, come investigate this shit. And, you know, I agree.
It's not like they're saving him for the fucking playoffs. They're dead to rights eliminated. Like,
Right.
it's not like LeBron saying he's out indefinitely and coming back for a playoff situation. Yeah, we'll still continue to shit on LeBron and the Lakers for doing sketchy shit.
Sure.
But they're mathematically eliminated. They can't get in. So what's the point?
Yeah.
If the league wants to go investigate this, fine, but you should be smart that Milwaukee is saving a draw and an asset for their team for next year when they're mathematically eliminated.
Sure.
So I don't get all this load management shit. I really don't. It's like, if you're healthy and you pass a team physical, you should play. There shouldn't be rest nights. You're getting paid too much money. But if you don't pass the team physical and you want to bitch and moan because your situation sucks, I don't want to hear it. You sound like a big fucking crybaby.
Fair. I'm in agreement. I'm with you there. There's stuff that, like, that's a legitimately good case where, okay, you're bitching because of your situation and Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham, like all this kind of stuff. That can be an exception. And we'll find out what the NBA is investigating, and what they are able to figure out, and whatever drama comes out of it, probably by playoffs. See what they find out. But we know that situation's done.
But that's the thing, is it's not going to impact Giannis at all. That's what I don't understand about something like this. What's it going to do? You're going to fine the Milwaukee Bucks, the organization. You're going to fine them money. Newsflash, dumbass, you're already under a long-term contract. You're already making millions of dollars. That money doesn't affect you. It actually might affect your ability to go play somewhere else because you're complaining about your coach, your operators, your front. You're complaining about everything under the sun. So if anything, it's just putting a red flag on you for going somewhere else.
I will say that, like, I don't think that's it is understandable that people like knock him for that, but I think for the most part there's exceptions to the rule, but there's a lot of all-time greats who have, not in the similar fashion, but like they do bitch about their situation. They do bitch about the coaching and that kind of stuff. Giannis just is more likely in. They go out and play. No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with that. 100%.
I'll tell you right now, Jimmy Butler bitched and moaned about every situation he's ever been in, but the man still goes out and plays to the highest caliber of his ability.
Yeah. No, you're right. But yeah, again, I didn't want to go on a rant tangent because we've been beating a dead horse.
We gotta stop talking about this. We gotta stop talking about the 65 game rule because it's just gonna piss us off. It really is.
Yeah, like
we can throw a whole fucking celebratory party podcast if they ever change the rule.
Absolutely. And hopefully, just for the people, if you get up to this point, like, this is the first thing I'm going to ask Legend of Winning when I do talk to him, is that, what do you feel about the 65 game rule? Because he was originally on the opposite side. He's like, oh, okay, it's good. Now he's completely saying, fuck this is dumb. I'm glad that major content creators in our basketball community are now being more vocal than they were at the very beginning of this 65 game rule. Because I've been saying this since they implemented it when Joel Embiid won that MVP. I'm just saying. So I'm just glad we're finally gaining traction. It took years, but here we are now.
Where's Mike Korzembo when you need him?
Yeah. You know he's making TikToks now? Like, he's getting a whole bunch of TikTok motion.
Time to reach out to Mike Korzembo.
Literally. But that's the spiel for the NBA stuff.
Do you mind if I do one more thing quickly?
We don't care about Final Four.
No, it's NBA.
Okay.
Sure,
so
pal.
I just listen because finally, for the first time in months, I saw a little bit of a silver lining, and it's a beautiful thing. I want to give a big shout out to my president today, my basketball president on the Bulls. He fired our general manager. He fired our general manager and our VP. Thank you, like legitimately, thank you. It was finally time to make changes. And I'm glad that he did it, especially with the statement. I think it was very, very self-reflectory. He said, we are committed to taking the necessary steps to move the Bulls forward in a way that makes our fans proud. I appreciate that. I think that hopefully this time, maybe he's realizing that, like, the fans are unhappy. He went on to say, and I think this kind of shows it, he said, at the same time, we have not had the success that our fans deserve, and it's my responsibility to go in a new direction. So I'm hoping this time Reinsdorf can see the lining on the walls, the fans that are disappointed, and he's finally making good decisions. But I won't really be hopeful until Donovan is gone. That needs to be the next step. Billy Donovan needs to go. It's been 6 years of mediocrity, 6 years of nothingness, 6 years of just being average, and Bulls fans are tired of it. So I do appreciate the changes, but I want a little bit more. I want Donovan gone. But I wanted to give a shout out to the Bulls for finally doing something.
That's great. Give him a shout out. Jules, hit the deja vu button. You're going to hear the same argument again. Retro, I'm sorry. This is a okay mediocre move in a mediocre franchise's mediocre shortcoming history. I said this earlier. This team does not get better until the Bulls owner sells the team.
Fair.
This is a Chicago-run team. I brought this up earlier on the Post Patrol podcast. There is not a single franchise run correctly by any good owner in Chicago. Notice what happened with the Bears. The Bears have a overchange of everything, and they go and win a division. My example to you for Chicago, the Ricketts family. They own the Cubs. The Ricketts, when Chelsea, the Premier League team, was up for sale, the Ricketts wanted to buy Chelsea. 750,000 Chelsea fans around the world signed a petition that said that they would boycott the team if the Ricketts family bought Chelsea. That is how bad Chicago ownership is in general. You can say this, that, and the other thing. Oh, well, it's different sports, different franchises, different this. No, it's just they're ran so terribly. Jerry had his time in the sun. It's over. You had the 90s, you had Jordan, you had this. He needs to sell the team. Whoever buys the team needs to clean house from their president of operations all the way down to your head coach. Every single person holding power that isn't a player, gone. Redo it, scrap everything. It's unfortunate that it's just because I really do think it's a Chicago thing. The Blackhawks went through it a couple years ago. The Cubs have a terrible owner. The White Sox are just a heap of shit. And the Bears are starting to look like the best team in Chicago. Make that make sense. So, I think it is going to take a lot more than just this move. You're right. Billy Donovan needs to go. But it's going to take everything under the sun to fix this franchise. We talked about it at the trade deadline. Your team picked up guard after guard after guard after guard. You know where this is heading, Retro? They're going to trade 3 or 4 of those guards for a second-round pick, and you guys are going to get a reunion tour with Lauri Markkanen, who you let go for nothing, and now we're going to pay out the ass for again. So, it's going to be, you are in dark, dark times. It is very dark times. You thought that everything else that was happening was bad. It's going to get worse. Because whoever they bring in can issue all these promises. They're not going to do it until the hierarchy in the Chicago Bulls franchise changes.
You know, the thing about the Bulls is that the Bulls would be probably one of the worst in the league in terms of franchises if it wasn't for Jordan. Jordan, like, single-handedly took the Bulls and elevated them into where we're at now. I think the only thing that saves the Bulls is if we get super lucky in the lottery and we draft a top 3 guy. If we can get, not even top 3, top 2. Because I don't like Boozer. The only 2 people I think that are capable of changing a franchise in this draft is Peterson and Dybonsa, and I think that might be able to save us.
Even if you get a 2 pick, you guys might take Boozer just because of his last name. That's literally what might happen.
And if we did, it would make me very sad. But if we could get Dybonsa or Peterson, I think that legitimately could save the franchise. Outside of that, I kind of agree with you. Chicago,
absolutely not. It won't save it. But here,
I disagree, but go ahead.
Retro, I'm going to propose you a question right now that was proposed to us on the other pod. On top of you guys are going to have money at the end of the year because all the contracts off the books. You guys are going to have a decent draft spot. What free agents are going to want to come to what is the Chicago Bulls franchise. Like, what draw does Chicago have?
Not many.
Like, what, even if the money is over ideal, what franchise tag, franchise piece player is going to put their own legacy at risk to go play for the Chicago Bulls right now?
Well, that's kind of the thing. This is why I say that I think one of those two could change our franchise, is because we have pieces. Josh Giddey is a very good piece. Buzelis is a very good piece.
One of those is correct.
There are players on the team that have very bright futures. We just need a superstar. We need a superstar. It desperately. And if we can draft one, we might have a shot just of how good our team is.
But in 5 years, when he's sick of fucking building brick by brick and he wants to fucking leave, like, what happens? Well, cool, we're set up nicely, and I did all this work. But hey, you know that that generational team over there, OKC, wants to pay me a lot more money, or wants to pay me close to the same amount of money, and I can go play with generational talents, and I can go on an already established team. What's that player gonna say?
No, like, I mean, listen, that's what I'm saying. I don't disagree, but I would take a 5-year run. It would be something.
It's a 5-year building. It's a rebuild. Well, they rebuild in 5 years. They don't make a championship run. They don't make anything. They just build better.
No, what like, Retro, what I find like legitimately crazy of what you want either DeBonza or Peterson is because you guys are you bitched about it. You guys are loaded at the guard spot. Why would you want to go and draft a guy or guys that are going to be playing the 2 or 3? Go get Boozer.
No, okay. So I don't want Boozer.
I now understand why Jules doesn't want to talk about NCAA.
So I'll explain this. I don't want Boozer because Boozer is a fraud. And when Boozer gets drafted, people are going to find out very quickly. The guy's a fraud. And a team's going to waste a top 3 pick on him, and it's going to be the worst thing they've ever done. Boozer cannot play against good bigs. This has been something that has been a very big problem. It's been very evident. Cameron Boozer has played against bigs in college this year multiple times that are good shot blockers, and he's just gotten destroyed. Against my UVA Cavaliers, we had a shot blocker. His name is Onyenso. He's a pure shot blocker. He plays against Onyenso and gets swatted 6 times and goes 3 of 15. And the first time we played Boozer, it wasn't much better. Because Boozer's whole game is, I'm going to get in the post, I'm going to back you down with my shoulder because I'm stronger and taller than you, and then I'm going to put it in over your head. But when he goes against a guy that's stronger than him and taller than him, he has no idea what to do. He's shell-shocked.
So he's the opposite of Alpert Sengun?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically. Boozer is going to be a waste of a pick. I would want DiBonsa because I would take a 3. I would. A 3 is fine. A 1 or a 2 would kind of be useless to me. I would take a 3. Buzelis plays the 4. We've already got more than enough guards. We need a really, really good center, but like that's something we can work on. Maybe we can get somebody decent at defense in free agency or something. But I would take DiBonsa at my 3. That would be fine with me. And I'd take Peterson. Peterson is a 2, but he can play the 3. He's big enough to do it. I'm okay having that as well.
He's big enough to do it in college. I don't know if he's big enough to do it at the NBA level.
I think he'd still be fine in the pros, especially with his athleticism. I don't want Boozer because he's going to be a waste of a pick, and I don't want to be responsible for that. Caleb Wilson actually could be a really, really good pick. He's a 4, and he's very, very aggressive. And he can play against people that are taller than him. I wouldn't actually mind Caleb Wilson as a draft pick either. But yeah, I would not want Boozer.
But again, this comes back to my point of you can draft this kid, right? You're going to need someone to mentor him. There's nobody there to mentor him. And on top of that, what free agent is willing to come to Chicago on a mentorship program? So
I mean, we would just have to get some vet that's been in the league for a while that like no one really wants.
Zach LaVine, welcome back.
Yeah, literally. I was about to say the same exact thing.
That's the first one that popped into my head.
Here's a question. I know that Udonis Haslem loves playing.
All right.
I saw that Jokic, when Jokic went on a thing with him, and Haslem brought up the fact that he had 3 rings to Jokic's 1, and Jokic said, "Not against me," and Haslem goes, "Yeah, that'd be a great matchup." between Haslam and Jokic. Maybe Haslam wants to prove that on the Chicago Bulls. I'll take him as a mentor. But I don't know. Yeah,
You'd have better luck getting his teammate Shane Battier to come and mentor somebody.
I would take that too. Honestly, just like some older vet guy that can do that, and yeah, I would take.
Who knows? Maybe Taj will come out of retirement to mentor his son.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I guess yeah. That's
exactly. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to propose that question to you because it's like, even if you land the top draft pick and you get the player you want, your ideal fit, what happens next? Because there isn't really a justification to whatever Chicago does anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's
right. Right now, Chicago can land the 9th. They're projected to get the 9th pick.
Yeah, which it would be a good pick still. This just draft class is loaded, but it wouldn't be what we need. And then also as a final word, speaking of draft picks, we might end up getting Yaxel, and he is now a national champion. So I guess that would be provided help. But unfortunately,
but Yaxel plays for Michigan, right?
Unfortunately, the Michigan Wolverines have won.
There's been no good NBA draftees out of Michigan ever. Garbage.
Well, and to be fair, Yaxel is technically out of UAB first and foremost, so Alabama Birmingham gets the credit for Yaxel, not Michigan. But it's still screw Michigan though, and they couldn't beat Ohio State this year in football, which is the only sport that matters. So
first time in a long time.
Okay.
How many days has Michigan? Last time Michigan beat Ohio State in football? I'm just wondering.
It's my favorite running thing on the pod. I would come in, hey Jules, how many days has it been? Fuck you.
Not anymore though.
Not anymore.
It's a new day in Ohio.
Literally.
Yeah.
So Justin, you got games?
You got?
I got one. Just one, and it's not even it's not a lot of brain power. It's not very serious. It's just kind of for fun.
Okay. I like that. Let me know.
It's a pick 3, cut 5 of NBA nicknames.
Oh, okay.
There are some stars in here, some role players in here. The first one up, I actually fuck with this nickname so hard. I didn't know this was a nickname, but I love it. I'm going to let you guys try and guess that. I'll give you the player, and then you have to try to guess the nickname, but I have them here. So the first one up is Ryan Dunn.
Ryan Dunn has a nickname?
Yep.
Is this off a basketball reference or like just you looking it up?
No, these are their actual nicknames.
Are we talking about University of Virginia great Ryan Dunn? Is it like the Last Cavalier or something?
Oh my God! Fucking Jesus Christ! Stroke yourself off.
Wipe your face.
Yeah.
No. His nickname is The Dungeon.
The Dungeon.
That's kind of hard. Actually, kind of hard, though.
It's kind of tough. I can't lie.
That's kind of hard. I mean, it's still going to be a cut because they're all-time NBA nicknames, but that's fine.
These are all active players.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to hear like the Black Mamba or something like that. Okay.
Nope.
No. Overused. Trash. Anyways.
Still cutting. Anyway.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right. The next one up. I don't think you guys will get this one. It's Davion Mitchell.
Oh no! I know this. Fuck! What? I was just talking about this fucking yesterday. It was like memeing his nickname. Fuck! What is his nickname?
It's definitely a very memeable nickname for somebody like Davion.
I was just fucking memeing this. Oh fuck! It's gonna eat me alive.
His nickname is the Off Night.
Yes, that's what it is. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? Like, what?
Exactly. An NBA player's nickname being Off Night is crazy.
Awful.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a crazy slander nickname. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Exactly.
What cut?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of horrible. It's not even really that creative.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Next up is Jason Tatum.
Cut.
Are we talking about the anomaly?
The anomaly.
Dude, for the meme, it's low-key fire. Dude, for the meme, because it's so corny, but that's like Jason Tatum in a nutshell. It's just corny.
He's corny.
Like, I guess we'll keep.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jules, realistically, if we're trying this, then we're kind of in trouble.
Yeah.
The next one up, Isaiah Stewart.
Oh, beef stew, cook.
Oh, beef stew. Beef stew.
Beef
yeah.
stew.
I mean,
I'm not. I'll cut that. I like beef stew
it's a
is
good
great
nickname.
though.
Cutting beef stew.
It's
All right.
a good nickname.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh yeah, what's his nickname? So we get demonetized on YouTube.
The
moment.
Halliburton.
Moment. Wait, we're talking about Tyrese the Moment Halliburton?
No.
The moment.
Yeah, talking about the moment.
That's
right?
that's so shitty, Aura. The moment, bro. Come on.
To be clear, his actual nickname is Akeem.
No.
Just because of all of the stuff surrounding it and all of like the ESPN had to create a fake nickname to try to psyop the actual nickname away from Tyrese Halliburton.
Yep.
So it's a cut.
Keep
in
it
my eyes,
cut.
no, in my eyes, that's Akeem.
The
It
cut.
is pretty cold. It's
Jules,
a pretty
you
cold
wouldn't
nickname.
choose that?
The cut.
Why?
Because it's fucking piss poor.
All right. We're cutting.
All right, but wait, Jules. We're talking about the other one, not about the moment.
Yes, I know. Yes, we're not gonna. No, it's not a good nickname. It's not a good nickname. No.
I personally think it's a fire nickname. I love it.
I think it's great, but okay.
No.
Anyway, we cut that. Next up, Robert Williams.
Time Lord. Time Lord has aura. Time Lord has aura. Yes,
it does.
I love Time Lord. I love Time Lord.
It's so good because it perfectly describes his game.
Yes, I love Time Lord.
All right, next up, Lou Dort.
Oh, holy fucking what the torture chamber, right?
The torture chamber.
Yeah, fuck that. Wait, there's one more name, right?
Yes.
It's the worst. It's actually just the worst version of the dungeon. It's actually just the worst.
Yeah,
version
like the dungeon clears.
Ryan Dunn got a fire nickname.
Yeah, the dungeon clears. Yeah, I'm cut. We're cutting Dort.
You're cutting? All right. So you cut the dungeon, you cut Off Night, you cut Beef Stew, you cut the Haliban, you cut the Torture Chamber to keep the Anomaly, Time Lord, and Cade Cunningham.
Cade?
What's Cade's nickname?
Do you know what Cade's nickname is?
Cade the Blade Cunningham.
No, it's pretty Detroit themed.
Detroit themed for Cade?
It's pretty Detroit. Think about a presidential blank with all the cars.
A presidential
Barricade?
I literally yes.
The motorcade.
Motorcade.
Oh, motorcade.
Oh, his name is the Motorcade? That's pretty cool.
I would have cut with the fucking dungeon. Ryan Dunn clears. Fuck.
Ryan Dunn, the dungeon is pretty clean. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm taking that. I'm taking that
you
shit.
Cut these two.
He does clear.
All right. Well, time of recording, April 6th. And it being that time of year, Retro's going to get really excited about this one because he swore he was going to watch the NHL playoffs this year.
I think I am, yeah.
April 6th, 2025, Washington Capitals left winger Alexander Ovechkin becomes the greatest scorer in NHL history, passing Wayne Gretzky with his 895th goal.
Yeah, my goat.
Wow.
You want to hear something crazy about that night, though?
Huh.
They get pumped 4-1. Ovi's record-breaking goal is the only goal they score.
Nice. Yeah, well, listen, I will say about that, there are Caps fans that are delusional and say that he is better than Gretzky, and that is actually psychotic. But, greatest goal scorer in NHL history, we'll take that. I think Wayne Gretzky...
Sounds like LeBron.
Dude, it's just this week into next week is so phenomenal. We get the conclusion of the NBA season. The Masters is this weekend. We get the start of the NHL playoffs. Like, this is actually like a great prime sports
For sure.
time. We have
shout out Tiger Woods, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's rough.
Just DUI it.
I don't even. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. I don't even watch the Masters like that. I don't even watch the Masters like that, but Scotty Scheffler has crazy aura, so I'm rooting for Scotty Scheffler now.
Everyone roots for Scotty Scheffler. He's the world number one. I personally, as somebody who I play golf. I like golf. There are pro guys that I do enjoy. I am rooting for live guys in this because I'm a huge John Rahm fan, huge Bryson fan.
I like Bryson a lot. He's like happy.
I didn't get to look at the field yet, but I didn't look at who like the sponsor exempt players are, so I'd be intrigued to see who they are. See if they got in what the hell is the kid's name? Something Koiven. He's the world amateur number 1. He plays for Auburn right now. He's the world number 1 in college. So I would assume potentially he got one of the exempt spots because normally they like to throw a college kid in there just to see what happens. I mean, look at what happened last year. That one college kid was playing on Sunday with Tiger. Like, he played on Sunday with Tiger last.
Jackson's not going to be at the Masters.
Huh?
He won't be at the Masters, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that does suck. Apparently he's won his 4th title in 6 starts. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Guy's disgusting.
He's insane. He plays for Auburn. He, like I said, he's the number 1 in the country for college golf. He just led his team to, like, I think they won their team and their solo event in Hawaii a month or so back. Like, the kid's a stick. Like, he's so good.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I do like Bryson DeChambeau a lot. He's probably another guy I'm gonna root for because he is the IRL Happy Gilmore. He just slams the driver and hits like 400 yards.
Here's the thing though, and that's the thing with Bryson is I loved how Bryson came out of the scene was super electric. Then everybody hated him because of one thing, and then this dude starts a YouTube channel and goes to play live golf, and people realize, holy shit, he's like one of the most down to earth people ever. So
didn't he get into like beef with another guy, and they had a Brooks Koepka, right? They had like
Brooks Koepka. They historically do not like each other at all.
Is Brooks going to be there too?
I don't know. I think Brooks is because I'm pretty sure Brooks left live and came back to the PGA. He's one of the only people that like has crossed back.
But live guys are allowed to play in the Masters, right?
In the Masters, there's a certain number of spots they're allowed to have.
Okay.
Due to because it's a PGA event, but it's also the biggest tournament in the world for golf. So
every time you say live, I just keep on thinking of Livy Dunn. Is that more accurate or no?
I think more Liv Morgan, but yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week when we tell you why Jalen Hurts sucks at football. Actually, tomorrow when we tell you why.
And tune in 2 weeks where I might do a WrestleMania recap.
Cook. But with that, guys, please sub to the YouTube channel. Please follow us on TikTok. Let us know if we don't know ball because somebody's already trying to trademark our bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but those guys talk baseball too, so we might actually have to get them to come on here and do a collaboration show.
Pretty kind of funny.
We can make a We Don't Know Ball extended universe.
Literally lore.
But either that, or we just start a baseball show too and just absolutely take over the brand. Let us know in the comments if we should file the trademark.
Yeah, should we file the trademark? Let us know. But with that, guys, it's been We Don't Know Ball. We'll see you guys next week.
And the Lakers are still frauds.